And I give the floor to the representative of Kima Kampuchea Krom Federation.
Good morning, everyone. Madam Chairperson. As for many of us Indigenous peoples, we, the Kima Kampuchea Krom Federation, have a vision for our peoples while honoring them and our ancestral lands, thus this planet. This means that while Indigenous people like myself, who represent a diaspora from our motherland, but not a disconnect from our land, will continue to defend our Indigenous peoples, our brothers and sisters, the generations before us back home. We will continue to bring the issues and solutions forward as Indigenous peoples, not as ethnic minorities. The UN Summit on the Future taking place in September 2024, proposed by the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres, and our Common Agenda report, sets a path forward for all peoples on the planet. This summit will have the potential to be one of the most significant conferences and subsequent campaigns since the 2030 Agenda, being a major event that ensures the values, the voices, and the vision of Indigenous peoples to make for an essential global conversation. Therefore, we believe that the UNPFII should have an agenda item and a thematic study on the Indigenous visions, perspectives for the Summit of the Future, covering the commitment to renew global governance. We believe the agenda item and study could build a bold framework of wisdom for the world. It is pivotal for the ideas to initiate an agreement that moves beyond GDP as a measure of progress. If the Summit of the Future will be a major contribution to the global human rights movement, then it will depend on the long-term processes of Indigenous knowledge and transformative cosmology as an input into our global systems. This commitment to risk, anticipation, and foresight is fundamentally centered around the interests of the future generations as Indigenous youth as a guiding principle in public policy. In addition, we can have another related study that focuses on follow-up of our Common Agenda report through Indigenous peoples' lens. Some other areas we could also address at the summit is the Agenda for Peace, being a declaration on future generations, as well as potential protocols for emergency platform. Finally, with the agenda item to provide insight on the international discussion of deep-sea bed mining. It is dire with the intensification of the issue of the deep-sea bed mining, with global decisions coming in from the International Seabed Authority. My Indigenous peoples in the Pacific Asia region call for the human rights approach to the deep-sea bed mining. Thank you.
I thank the representative of Kami's Kampuchea Krom Federation.